White House Communications Director Alyssa Farah-Griffin and CNN political commentator and host of Off the Cup, S.E. Cupp, is here.
Hi.
Two things I want to talk about with former President Biden there, because he was talking about foreign policy in general and President Trump's handling of it. Politico's headline today is World on Fire. Look, India, Pakistan.
Yeah.
You have Russia still, pounding Ukraine. You've got Israel taking the gloves off again, perhaps in Gaza there. So when Joe Biden, the former president, is talking about this, what do you think of his message? And then also, what do you think of the messenger?
The message is fine. The messenger is irrelevant. And that's, hard to say and maybe hard for him to hear. But listen, Democratic voters are over him. Democratic lawmakers are angry at him. And Democratic donors are over him. They're past him. They're done with him. They don't want him around. And just practically, it's a very bad time for Joe Biden to pop up. Voters are just now starting to blame the economy on Donald Trump and less on Joe Biden. For him to pop up and remind people of the bad old days it's bad timing. He's got a great point of view on foreign policy, and he's earned it over many years, but he's an irrelevant figure in the party right now.
He's going to pop up tomorrow on The View, I think, with you, Alyssa. Former President Biden is. Again, on foreign policy, this is something that President Biden ran on before he dropped out, which we'll get to in just a second here. How do voters feel about this message, that this is all chaos?
Well, I suspect Essie and I are getting similar texts this morning from Democratic operatives, because this is the messenger no Democrat wants to see out there right now. Listen, Joe Biden has a very mixed legacy on a number of factors. He deserves tremendous credit for holding the NATO alliance together in the aftermath of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This is also a president who oversaw the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. That arguably has implications for the war between Israel and Gaza and other things that we see happening around the world, something that I think has been really hard for allies and our adversaries around the world to forget about. Listen, people are ready to move on, with due respect to the former president. And most former presidents give their legacies some time to breathe. I think of Jimmy Carter. When he lost, he did not go out there and do a lot of interviews. He gave his legacy some time. And a decade later, he was one of the most beloved former presidents. If I were giving advice to Joe Biden, it'd be give your legacy some time to breathe. Trump is actually getting some responsibility for what's happening right now. Let him own that.
And I'm sure you say that, though, excited about the booking on The View you have tomorrow, getting a chance to talk to
but thank you for coming on.
Yeah, just one more quick bite of former President Biden, then I want to move on to something else here. But he was asked a question that I think I know Democrats don't want to relive right now, which is should he dropped out of the race sooner?
Mr. President, did you leave it too late? Should you have withdrawn earlier, given someone else a bigger chance?
I don't think it would have mattered.
I'm sorry, I should have had that face there. I mean, Alyssa, it may be the way he answered that question that answered the question.
It did. Listen, Kamala Harris had a 90-day stretch to run, by the way, at a time when the approval rating in the country, the right track, wrong track, only 28% of Americans thought that the country was on the right track. You could be the greatest political candidate of all time, which the former vice president was not, and you're not going to be able to overcome that way that you're just carried down by the Biden administration. It's also just not a feat we've ever seen in American politics where somebody's been elected in that short of a time frame. And to her credit, she raised $1 billion. She set some major, she outpaced some goals that she had. But I think it's inarguable that more time for any other candidate on the Democratic side would have been a good thing.